Okay, it's on. Hello everyone, I'm Dre.
And I'm Kaye.
And welcome to another episode of In the Troop, a favorite podcast of the BTS ARMY. They just don't know it yet.
Just a little disclaimer, if you're sensitive to strong language like cursing, this isn't going to be the podcast for you.
Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's get on with the fucking episode. Okay. And we're live.
Ew.
So today's question that we're going to be answering is, if there's Namjooning, what's something that you associate with each member? So we'll start with Jen.
Okay, Jen, definitely cooking.
Cooking,
being in the kitchen. Video games. I think I exclusively associate him with video games.
Interesting.
So,
fair.
Yeah.
I think for Jen, I associate him with self-care.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Take care of yourself. You're the one you should love,
In this world.
Period. So, definitely self-care, knowing when to rest. That's kind of a deep answer, I guess.
Yeah, no, I see that. That's definitely it. Because I like that he's just no. Something oh man, are they gonna break yet another record? And then they do. And he's like, yeah, I was asleep. So,
yeah, I'm not.
Yay us. But, he's not. He's like, I'm not.
He's like, I'll celebrate it when I'm done resting.
Yeah, I'll come back to it or something.
Which I really I respect that.
Me too.
Because I definitely I'm not that. I'd be watching the analytics like a hawk.
Yeah.
Oh, we just did this, or or whatever.
Right.
I stay up for it, and it's kind of okay, but you have to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, he's like, I'm gonna do, or if it's he just wanted to stay up till 3 a.m. playing video games.
Yeah, that's
made
something he
him
enjoys.
Yeah, he's gonna do it, and it's yeah, man, I'm tired, but I'm here.
Yeah,
kind of thing. And
so kind of
I enjoy that.
living your life how you want to.
Yeah, just the carefreeness of it all.
Yeah,
I think also being unbothered. I also associate with him, but kind of in that self-care way,
right?
Different from being unbothered in the Yoongi sugar way, because he's also supreme unbothered,
right?
If he's number one, Jin is maybe number two, they're tied or something like that.
Yeah.
But sugar, he's unbothered by everything. Or he appears, again, I don't know that man, but he appears, and I aspire to be that much unbothered by things that he is. But
and really, I guess kind of nice segue to Suga.
segue
in the sense he's unbothered, but more so in a I'm protecting my energy, and that's not something I want to give energy to.
Yeah.
And I also enjoy that.
I love that. Working on that to be like that.
What's something that you associate with Suga then?
Sugar,
aside from being unbothered.
Being unbothered, I think being music, I guess, also I feel
that
that's
was mine.
Doi, but that man lives and breathes music. It's in his bones, it's in his bloodstream.
Right.
That's so dope to see him be that way.
Right. It's you get to see somebody who's actually no, this is what I'm passionate about. I'm not in it necessarily for the money.
Right.
Or so
it's nice.
I'm one of those people that just do it for the love of the game kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's I love that. I definitely associate music with with Yoongi, in the sense of if I'm making a beat or something, I'm okay, but would Suga be okay, I'll give you a head nod about this.
What would Suga do? WW.
If I played this for him, would he be
as deep?
Oh, okay. you know, or would he be like, oh, okay, like,
like, yeah,
yeah.
He gets me. He's like, he's not gonna. Well, no, he does. I feel like if he knows that you need like verbal validation
or like a big reaction,
yeah,
he might do it.
He'll give you like verbal words, but like, you know, at the most you're just like, oh, like pins and needles. Like, does he approve? And he'll be like, it's good, and you're like, oh my god,
yeah,
he said it was good. Like, if he hated it, he wouldn't have said anything, you know.
Yeah,
like, so I like that. And probably like music and basketball, those are the two things I associate with Suga. Like, he's that's what he gonna do. Like, he's music and basketball.
I totally forgot about basketball. That's a good one too.
Heck yeah. Like, if there's a basketball, somebody dribbling the court or something, any type of thing.
And we're also definitely not like on the Suga is unfeeling and uncaring like agenda. No. Like, it's just kind of like, oh, you know,
cold city man. Like, no.
He's so nice, but like
he just expresses it in a different way that some people might take as being cold,
right? But
he's, you know,
love that man.
Yeah, you can tell that he's, you know, he cares. He's just not gonna like, he may not show it the way that you would like to receive it.
Right.
There we go. Talk about it.
Dang, but that's a conversation.
That's another day.
That's or like, that's like I feel like that kind of applies to like, you know, just people in general.
Yeah, it does.
Too.
It does.
Like, people being like, okay, well, like, I need somebody to show
big
like,
reactions and like verbal validation,
like, in order for me to feel okay.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, if you don't tell somebody that, then how are they gonna know? Like,
exactly. Especially if that's like what you need to have. Like, not just like, oh, it's nice to get it, but like, no, like, you like, yeah, I need it.
Like, if you don't get it, then like, you're like, wow, you hate me. Like,
yeah, there's like unrest in the relationship.
Yeah, but that's, you know, part of the heal yourself. We're on the heal yourself agenda.
Love yourself. It's part of that, man. It's part of that.
So
yeah, definitely those things. And yeah.
Okay.
Who's next?
J-Hope. Dance.
Pretty much.
Yeah, easiest.
It's like, okay, like, we're gonna be reusing, you know, the word music for like probably damn near all of them, but it comes out in different ways with each person. But for J-Hope, it's definitely like, I associate like this is gonna sound weird, but like weird patterns and bright colors. Like, when I think of J-Hope, that's what
not
I
weird.
think. I know, but like, I don't know, like, but like, to just think of somebody like I think of color. Like, when I see you, I see colors. But like, yeah, but like ways that you wouldn't think to put them together. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, it's, you know, it's stripes and circles, you know, like, kind of thing. Kind of way,
mixing a print,
like mixing a print, but like bold colored prints or like a loud print and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, I associate that kind of with him, but definitely, yeah, hands down.
You know what? That's a good one. I didn't think about that. I was just like, dance, and then like cleanliness. So I'm like, ooh, yeah. That's my standard of like, I didn't think of that room. Like, if my room's looking a little whatever, I'm like, J-Hope would be so disappointed.
J-Hope would probably always be mildly disappointed in me.
Like, come on, girl, you know you gotta get it together.
It's like, it's clean, but it's cluttered, and he's like, you could do better. I know you can.
I know it's in there.
Yep, you're right. I'm striving to be that. I'm striving to be what you think of me, like what you perceive me to be, J-Hope. I'm trying to get there. But
that was that's a good one, like kind of bold color. Mm-hmm. Cause like, even in like the B album, like where they like curated their own rooms, like that was all like very like bold colors.
Yeah. It was perfectly like, everybody's is perfectly them.
Oh, 100%.
If you really, cause like, if you really think about it, it's like, yeah, that is them. Like, right on the inside,
like,
I don't know, like,
or like if you remove this remove them from like the picture or whatever, it was like, okay, which member did which room?
Oh yeah,
you would probably
if you have to match the member to the room,
yeah, like,
that would be a fun game.
I think I would definitely be like, okay, this is really bright. I'm gonna assume it's J-Hope.
J-Hope is like pop art and like old school comic books.
Yeah.
Kind of like feel
like
to
aesthetic.
Me. Yeah,
right.
like that is an aesthetic. Like, but you know, but like
rhizo print. Like,
yeah, but like that whole like just any type of thing. Now we're getting into like art styles, but like but like he's just like,
that's our podcast, okay? We can talk about whatever.
Yeah, like we're multi-layered. But like he's like because I was gonna say like he's like broad strokes. Yeah. He's like broad strokes, but also like fine detail at the same time in a way.
Right.
For me.
So he's like cross hatching.
Yeah, like so it's like you put like a big, so it's like the canvas is like been painted with like large, you know, like large like blocks of color, like, you know, right. Areas of color, and then there's like little finer details, like some cross hatching, some stippling, some right. You know, like all over the place. Also, I guess if I was to associate something with J-Hope specifically, would be graffiti. Because that also has that kind of element there, where it's bold, it's loud, but then it's also can be very intricate and detailed, right? And you know, not
it's like that kind of like street art,
yeah, like just, you know, and that kind of also is reflected in the way he dances, yeah. Because his style, the styles of dance that he knows how to do, or that he favors. There we go. That's better. Like those are all street dances, like. Formed on the streets of, you know, in various eras of time, but like he's very that yeah.
Okay, well, next is Arem. So,
but he's Namjooning though.
I mean, yeah, but like
anything
aside
else?
from Namjooning,
but that's so perfectly him. Like, well, because like,
well, I thought we mentioned it, like
true. Well,
outside of Namjooning,
I don't know, like,
but then again, I guess like Namjooning is like the act of being Kim Namjoon, so
right.
I guess that is
it. Kind of sums him up.
Yeah.
Well, if it was like, so we'll if we do the music, right? So like he also music, like those words, like the title music, but I would say the difference would be his is lyricism. Lyrics. So like music, but then like more specifically lyrics, because he's very lyrical, very astute, very like, ooh, she knows crosswords, she does a crossword, y'all. She got the vocab. You gotta follow the vocab words for
you know, put some respect on
King Namu. We had to do it.
Put some respect on the June.
But yeah, like, so he's very like, he's going to give, like, it's like where Suga will paint you a picture with sound. Like RM is going to paint you a picture with words. He's going to give you like almost even like describing things that you didn't even know were describable sometimes, and then like, or even just like you're describing this thing in a way I never considered, but that's perfect. Like, that's it, you know, like that's exactly it. That's perfect.
And I think that kind of speaks to like how well read this man is.
Oh yeah,
like 100%. Because
pick up a book, please.
Like,
if you do nothing, pick up a book. If that man doesn't inspire you, do nothing else.
But like of like varied like subjects as well. Like just kind of being like, you know, so I guess like well versed in like a myriad of topics.
Right.
Ooh, she used myriad.
Oh, she read, y'all. Oh snap, she reads.
But just kind of being like, okay, like, you know, I would assume, obviously, because we don't know them personally, but like, like you would just go to June and be like, hey, like, you know, so I have been introduced to this like random topic, like
glass blowing.
And it's like, okay, like, like I'd be like, oh, you know, I don't know, something about glass blowing just seems so interesting. I feel like he'd be like, well, actually, did you know that glass blowing originated in whatever?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even gonna make.
He knows the facts.
I'm not gonna do that to myself.
He knows like, what's up.
But like, yeah, like I would like, I feel like that's like the vibe that June gives me is that
computer.
Yeah, like
he's Google, y'all.
Namjoogle.
Namjoogle.
Cringe.
But yeah, like I feel like it's like, and I'm sure like him being ever humble would be like, I mean, I don't really, do I even know anything? Do I even know anything about anything? But like, he's like, do I even read? I don't even know. Like, and you're like, oh my God. But I feel like he knows maybe like a little bit, but about a lot of stuff.
Right.
You know, and so he can give you, you know, what it's like to be, I don't know, an Amish farmer in Pennsylvania, because he, you know, read about it in a book, and then like, but also give you, I don't know, the do re mi's about something, about music. I don't know anything about reading music at all. So the man even knows how to read music? What? Like, it's the whole thing. Like,
and I think like going back to the point that you made like previously of like Suga's gonna paint you a picture with sound, whereas like RM will paint you a picture with words. Like at first I was like, I don't know about that, but like, you know, giving it a little bit more thought, I will harbor to agree with you. Because I was like, well, yeah, because like Suga will do something with like even like the sound of his voice. He'll like change it up depending on the song, and or like especially like,
or the cadence of how he raps.
Yeah, like how to say this. I had several thoughts at once. Like he'll definitely puts like a heavier emphasis, I feel, on the sound design of like, so like every song is like its own little world. Yeah. And so like you kind of get like that kind of immersive experience like in both of his mixtapes, really, like of just being like, okay, like little vignettes of, and like you feel like, you know, you're there, you're feeling the emotion, you're feeling like all of that stuff, and that kind of transcends the lyrics being in another language.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. Because like throwback to Dark and Wild, he was like, his first, you know, BTS produced song, Let Me Know, that he was bragging about every chance he got. And I was like, yeah, bro, talk your shit. Right. It was like when I first heard that song, my heart obviously didn't stop, but it was like my heart stopped, okay? Like I stopped breathing, like literally, like I stopped breathing for like maybe the first 30-45 seconds, and I had to be like, oh wait, breathe. Because I was so like caught in the soundscape that was what the sound world that he built, right? And just how everything went perfectly. Like any of those notes, as they call them, went somewhere else, it wouldn't have been right. You know, like everything was perfectly done. I mean, the way it was supposed to.
Producer Sugar never miss. We're talking about RM.
We are. But that's like, also like, that was a nugget. Okay, it's just, you know, it's just we're weaving a web. We're weaving a web, and that's okay. That's okay.
That was on me. Like
was a tangent.
But even like, okay. You know,
but it's the same thing can be said about RM. Though. Yeah. And it's like, it's one of those things just like RM. Lyricism is like, you won't like,
really he puts layered, like, so where Sugar will layer the meaning in terms of like how all the sounds kind of mesh together in his own soundscape. RM will give you like the layers of meaning and like the double entendres.
Yes,
of all of that.
Like he's like, oh, see, I've said this thing and you thought it meant like as it was on the surface, right? But listen to it again and you will be like, wait, the hell, what the fuck? You know, like you will have a WTF moment, right? Because it's gonna mean 3 other meanings that you didn't even see, you didn't even get when you first listened to it. You're gonna listen to that thing like forever, like all the time, and then you'll listen to it one day and be like, wait a second,
this is a play on words.
This is a whole play on words. He rhymed this with this. Who does that? Like, you know, kind of thing. And that's what's so fun about his lyricism, I guess, and like the way he does his art, his music art, is it's so fun in a way. Like, again, like fun, different than like J-Hope fun, because J-Hope's like bouncy fun, whereas like RM's is like thinking fun. It's like a puzzle. You have to you have to think about it.
It's like a puzzle.
Because sometimes I'd be like, I don't know what that really mean, because like I don't know, like, I didn't get enough of sleep, I didn't study. Oh, like, no.
I gotta keep that thing on me, and that thing is a dictionary, like,
at all times. Like, you gotta carry one of them around when it comes to him, like, because you'll be like, wait,
it's
what?
It's like that one tweet that's like getting an argument with RM is like, it's like, I'm gonna have to get back to you in a smooth 45 because I gotta look up all of those words.
Exactly, because you're just like, you know what? Pause this conversation. I'm gonna go look all this up, and then I will be back.
Come back
with my rebuttal.
Come back. That was very obtuse of you. Okay.
Yes, like, but like that just speaks to, like, again, like you said, like his mind. Now, like his mind, all of the information he can fit in that mind, like from reading these books, having these experiences, he goes places. Right. He goes places, he does things, like, can you believe? But then he takes all of that
and synthesizes it in such a way
that, like,
strikes a chord.
Regular, quote unquote, regular people can understand, like, can kind of like take it, or like he'll bring, and especially I think like emotions as well. Right. He's able to convey emotions, and obviously maybe it's like emotions he has felt, he wants to feel, maybe he's just heard people talk about it, and he, like, you know, gives you his take on it, his spin on it, or whatever. But it's still like cool, like, you know, he's also cool, like, I guess. Also that too. Everybody's cool, but like
100%,
obviously, but like, you know, he's
in their own, like, in their way, very like uniquely them way,
of course. Yeah.
So okay, next member, Jimin.
Okay, so
in this lovely Gym-tober we're all having.
Are you having a lovely Gym-tober? Because I know I am. So I'm glad you said Jimin, because just like with J-Hope, like, so also dance category, but whereas J-Hope's dance is like from the streets or whatever, like, so he's graffiti, he's like, like, you know, all of that, right? Rewind and hear what I said previously. Jimin is like cursive.
Okay.
He's like cursive writing. He's all smooth curves and sharp points, you know, like, you know, but the combination of the two. He's just like his like B album Room. He's like flowers, or like Namjoon, or like Namjoon's like plants, you know, plants and trees and, like, you know, grass or whatever.
Right.
Like Jimin specifically is like flowers and like hummingbirds and butterflies, you know, things like that. The way he dances is like cursive to me. It's like cursive. It's like water. It's right. It's, you know, it's fluid. It's movement, but then it's also like striking and powerful at the same time. Like, you know, or at any given time, you know, whenever he lifts his pinky, he wants to have it be that. Like, that's what I guess I kind of associate with him. Mm-hmm. Is like.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like an action. Like, I guess like most of the things that we have said,
it's very abstract,
like very like action based. But it can also be that too.
Okay,
like, you know,
and it's
the
like, fluidity
of movement, water, like
so how
that's valid as well.
So like J-Hope is like bold colors, like bold neon. Well, bold colors. I would say like Jimin can be like pastels. Okay, but then also neon colors.
Interesting.
Because the boy just shines. Like, he just, you know, woo! Like, you can't, I mean, they all shine, obviously, but, like, just, we're talking about Jimin right now. Like, he just shines. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's just, like, innately in him. I don't know. You swallow a light bulb. I don't know. like, it's that, like, but yeah, I think water would be, like, the best way to describe, like, you know, he shines like water, he shines bright like a diamond,
so and, like, kind of like a shimmer then.
Yeah, like he's highlight. He's
the sun refracting off the ocean.
That, yeah, like when the water like shimmers, that's what I would associate. Like, oh wow, it's very Jimin right now. Like, that's what I associate with him, but then he's also like clouds as well, you know, like,
so we're kind of like running the whole gamut of like Jimin is everything.
He's every state of water. Oh my gosh,
like
he's
solid liquid gas,
he's all of them. Oh my goodness.
Like chemistry I associate with Jimin, and
he said
the states of matter.
He said he was good at chemistry, so like props off to him, like hats off to him.
Can't relate, but
not at all. I mean, you know, that was hard. That was a bit. After the periodic table, I was like,
who?
I'm checked out. I don't know her. I'm so
like,
sorry.
A mole? Like,
a mole of what?
Isn't it more important to call it a beauty mark? Like, who is this mole?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
War flashbacks.
Woo!
For me,
sorry, trigger warning.
For me, Jimin is like, you know, when you like have worked like really, really hard,
mm-hmm.
like at something, like could be anything or whatever, and then you just like lay down. Jimin.
Oh, it's sleep. Sleep is also what I associate with Jimin.
Like, but like not just like, you know, like lethargy or whatever,
mm-hmm. like relief.
Yeah.
Like being like, ugh. Finally.
Like, you know I put in my time. I know I put in my work. I did what I had to do. Time to hit Betty bye. Like, hit the hay all day. Like,
Jimin is like silk pajamas and like fresh sheets.
I love that we like like I think that kind of speaks to Jimin as well. Like that we're like, and now we're like very abstract.
We're very obscure. Like he's
like now we've just got concepts for the girls. Like we're like, yes, like, you know,
I mean, I can conceptualize all the members as well, but like since we're just going with the flow here of the morph.
Like we don't have a script or anything.
Yeah, like we're not planned, not scripted.
We're just vibing with the recorder on.
Improv. But yeah, like he's like he's like fresh laundry, or he's like when you wake up and it's like this, like not the sun is shining up, like but like the sun is like peeking into your window, and maybe it's like on your, you know, like on your bed and kind of warms your sheets a little bit, but it's like it's a Saturday, so you don't actually have to go anywhere, you know, and you just gotta like enjoy kind of like and you woke up on your own, like without an alarm. He's that.
Or like now we're getting super lofty. Like
he makes you get lofty. I don't know.
Like, I was like, oh,
like
you know what? Like Jimin reminds me of like when you, I personally have never done this, but like just how when you have your laundry hanging up on the clothesline and like the wind is like blowing through it, and it's it's warm but it's not too warm, so maybe like that like lax season, you know, like wow. Like that like lacrosse season, like
so
you
spring.
Know,
like a spring or like a fall,
but then like you have the laundry out, and like, you know, the sun is shining, it's a clear day. That's Jimin.
Dude, okay, next person.
Tay.
Where do I begin? Tay is like we just did 95 line, but Tay is like,
we're just getting like everybody else is gonna get the lofty. Like,
now we're in loft mode. But it really serves him though. Like, I don't know what to say. I feel like we went from concise members, like things that you're just like, and this is you, the end. Like no more to say. Like we don't really have to loft about it because there's no need to, right? It's all.
I feel like Namjoon's kind of lofty anyway, and we kind of did kind of wax poetic about.
What about Namjoon? He got his,
about Suga as well.
Suga too. They all got their fill. Because like
Jin is just straightforward, straightforward vibes. Like,
that's what he gives to me. Like Jin gives me like blunt, straightforward vibes. So like I don't need to wax poetic because there's nothing. I don't need to. Like there's that's
just the Namjoon effect, I guess. It's like, and then from here we will only
Namjoon just pulls it out of you and be like, and now we're going lofty.
Yeah.
But so Tay is like my favorite eccentric billionaire. Like Because,
Yeah.
like, he's...
Dig that.
It's like he's Baroque, but then he's also, like Baroque, Baroque.
Like, as in the time period?
Yeah, like that, where he's, like, very, like, refined and, like, gilded. I don't know. Like, he's he's that, but then he's also, like, dark academia, and he's also, like, funhouse amusement park, you know, like, he's all of these things all
and, like,
rolled into one.
Like, New York, like, 1920s New York jazz club.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
is in the aesthetic as well.
Right. Like, because he gives you all of that. Like, he gives you, like, just laughing, happy, goofy goofball, goofy goober.
Right.
But then he also gives you... But then he also gives you, like, you know, British English professor, or like philosophy professor, you know,
Yeah.
and specifically British, but like, you know, very, like,
We watch a lot of Masterpiece Mystery.
you know, yeah, like, that's what he gives you Masterpiece Mystery. That's who he is. He's like, but like those 20s, 30s, 40s.
I could see
style.
I could see Tay helping Miss Marple in a mystery.
Oh yeah, like, yes please. But then he could also help Perot. You know what
Fair.
I mean? Like, because they're different time periods, but like,
Yeah, you know what? Yes, I will give that.
right? So he gives me that. He gives me murder mystery. He gives me, but also, like,
That's definitely a top. Like, put Tay in a Masterpiece Mystery.
Oh my God,
like,
please.
that's a topic for another episode. But
right? But he's so, like,
I feel like Tay's like the hardest to describe.
yeah,
For me.
because he's everything. Like, he's so many things. Like, not that everybody's, like, one dimensional, and he's, you know,
right,
what,
like,
but
this is we're going off of vibes only.
yeah, and, like, he'll give you a different vibe, but I think, like, the core vibe is, like, he's just so, like, dreamy and childlike,
Right.
in a good way, you know, just, like,
I feel like he's like an intrepid explorer.
yes, like, he's like,
Instead
wow.
of like, he's an intrepid explorer dressed as a 1930s intrepid reporter.
Bars, okay,
You know, when's my mixtape dropping?
who knows?
Like,
But yeah, he's that. And or just, like, you know, eccentric billionaire, where he's
Yeah.
just like, yes, I am playing my bassoon on the lawn, but also I drive, you know, a Lamborghini Maserati hybrid Tesla, you know, like, I'm, you know, like, and I shop at the thrift store, but also Whole Foods, and that's okay, and that's just who I be, you know, like,
Right.
but I also I also have chickens, and I grow my own food in the back too. Like,
like,
you know, he does it all.
You went bassoon. I was gonna be like, oh, my sousaphone. So like,
There you go.
Like, random,
He has an accordion.
I
like,
have a different
you know,
random instrument every time you see me.
he knows how to play everything. Like, you're like, wait, I thought you were practicing for. He's like, yeah. Like, I play the bassoon in the symphony, but then I also, you know, volunteer at the children's hospital, and I play my accordion or my sousaphone, and then I also, you know, like, he just does all these things, and you're just like, of course you do. Like, it's
Yeah.
all it's like, yes, of course,
Right.
correct. You know, like, he's that, but also, like, just to make it a little less loft, like, just to make it a little more, make the AU a little more relatable.
Like,
He's-
rein that shit in.
Yeah, he's also, like, the cool friend, like, not like cool friend, but like the best friend kind of,
Like,
person.
like, in terms of what? Like
in terms of, like,
trope?
yeah, like, trope. Like, he's just, like, the best friend that kind of if he's not the one who is the fanciful best friend that, like, pulls the main character into all of these crazy scenarios,
Right.
which I feel like that's more him. Or he's just, like, the more, like, chill, just, like, you really don't do that? Like, all right. Like, you know, just let you do whatever. He's like, or like, hey, I gotta go do this. I need to break into the school to, like, you know, get my math book, or, like, get that has, you know, the love note that I wrote to the whatever, you know, like, and I need to get it before they see. And he's just like, okay. Like, they'll just go with you and do that. And it's
Should I bring the buzzsaw? Like,
you know, like, okay, but like, how breaking in are we doing? You know, do you have a key? I mean, I could get a key. Like, you're like, how do you?
Because I would definitely see Tae as like, so I guess he kind of does switch off between like being Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. Like,
yes, yeah, there you go.
So he's both.
He's
like,
both. He's definitely both.
But yeah, I will go with that assessment, because I firmly 1920s speakeasy jazz club like is just the epitome of what I associate with Tae.
Yeah.
But then like 1920s speakeasy jazz club, but he's the detective, like going undercover to as the trombone player in this band to figure out like information about whatever.
Yeah.
Put Tae in a mystery. Like, this has been a PSA.
2021. Put Tae in a mystery.
Like,
we need it. And he would do amazing at it too.
He would be so good. Like,
just imagine him in these suits. Oh, these 3-piece suits.
Like, period piece mystery specifically.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I guess it could be like, you know, Hardy Boys type of like mystery modern day, but
he has to
like,
be.
I just want a period piece.
Yeah. He
indulge me for this.
Indulge me with an actual period piece mystery where and I think he would enjoy it because he likes to dress up.
Yeah.
Like, so he gets to wear these, you know, expensive looking Dapper Dan.
It's the eccentric billionaire
of everyone's dreams, like period. We don't say no more, you know.
And with that, like,
and so now Jungkook,
yep, JK,
in an almost like opposite flip of the coin, he is the Hardy Boys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's the rough and tumble. He's the jock. He's the I associate exercise and like physical like exertion, but not like in a bad way, but like, you know, with him, like, just doing like
what would that be in a bad way?
I mean, you know, like not like in like physical labor, but like, you know, in like a just like an extra like recreational, like he's recreation sports. He's daredevil. He's avant-garde. He's, you know, he's also bold. He's like bold face type.
Okay.
As opposed to like, you know, like maybe a hand drawn something. He's type. He's definitely a type face.
Okay.
Kind of, and like in bold. Not in, you know, or at least in a heavy weighted one. But
interesting.
Yeah, like he's that, because he's still like, Jungkook is still refined and contained in a way, but it's not, you know, in a stuffy way, right? He's still's got that like rough and tumble boy next door charm like to him.
I feel like where Tae is the eccentric billionaire, like Jungkook is that guy that, like, you know, went to school with Tae, so he's also like, you know, eccentric billionaire, but like a little like, you get the eccentricism after you've known him for a while. Yeah.
He's like relatable billionaire.
Yeah.
He's like a billionaire, but you don't, so he has like kind of like a refinedness to him.
Yeah.
Like
but grammar school. Like,
yeah, but he you know, I don't know, you see him at the pool or whatever, like you just see him around town or like the regular grocery store, like you see him just, you know, chilling, just
hanging out.
Yeah. Or like, you know, he's
like you see him at the bar and you're like, yeah.
I was gonna say you see him at the barbecue.
Also true.
You know, like he's
both
he's at the cookout just chilling, and you're just like,
food and alcohol, something we associate with JK.
Yeah, like, yeah, he's him and Jin, they're like my food buddies. Him, Jin, and Jimin to me are like they would be my food buddies, because I love food a lot. And so like so the cooking aspect would be like me and Jin, but then like the eating aspect would probably be like me, Jungkook, Jimin, and him. Just being like, food. Is that food you got?
It's like, wow, it looks tasty. Like, wish I could have a bite.
Like, just like,
Could
wow.
you imagine? Like,
oh my god.
But in your analysis, I guess we could call it,
Analysis
of JK. Like you said, you had mentioned, you know, being like bold type, and for me, like on that same like kind of aesthetic realm wave, I would liken him more to a neon sign.
Okay.
Like, so like that like neon letter effect. So like black background, very brightly colored like outlines of the letters.
Okay.
Like, I think that would be something that I would think of with JK.
I see him as like he gets, it's like the juxtaposition of like a bold. That's not how that word works in this context, because I'm about to like blow that out of the water right now. But it's like he's like bold colors, like bold solid colors. I guess because like he's very solid to me. Like he seems like a very solid person. And whether he is or isn't, you know, like in all aspects.
I don't know how many times can we be like, oh my god,
let me reiterate, we do not know these people.
Aside from like what the fans might see.
Yeah, like a completely parasocial relationship of what we have.
Right.
But so what I can glean with my little eye and what I see is this. And so I see him to be a very solid person, and very like, and so that's why I think, you know, like bold type, bold colors, but not necessarily bright bold. Like, so kind of in like that, like a darker bold, dark academia bold. But again, like, cause it's like, he's solid. Like, cause he's also soft too. Like he has that as well, but like, so I don't know, bold italicized or whatever, like,
that works,
you know, kind of thing. But like the colors are like, like there's solid colors as opposed to unsolid colors. Like they're just able to be, cause I don't want to limit him to like earth tones, cause I feel like that's Namjoon, but I feel like he's,
and kind of Tae too,
and Tae. But I feel like he's not exactly earth tones. He's like something else, some other, and I haven't worked that out yet. So, you know, to be continued. But right. just for now, he's definitely solid. Definitely like, bam, you know, again, bold, like, you know, bold, you can't miss him. You know, well, like, you know,
right.
So I could see what you're saying with like the neon sign. Like he has that light effect, like I was attributing to Jimin, but like with him, it's like, it's just in a different
well,
way.
like, I feel like where Jimin is, like, the sun reflecting off the water, JK is, like when you're walking, like, in New York, and, like, so, like, he's Times Square.
Yeah! I was gonna say, I was like, he gives me city. Like, he's, like, if I have to, I was trying to, like, figure that out, like, like buildings, architecture. Like,
it's, like, that structured, bright, but there's still, like, that, like, kind of dark mystery atmosphere, like, you know, the night could be whatever you make it kind of like vibe.
Full of promise, you know.
Right, like, you know, woo, so lofty. Like the original answer I had, like before we went on like that whole like, ooh, like let's do
what I do
vibe analysis, like was that JK really reminds me a lot of like hobbies, but then like finding yourself. Like that those two things. But then now that like thinking more about it and kind of being like, okay, well, you know, what images do these people kind of conjure up for me? Like I would definitely say like Times Square. Like now that we've synthesized that, I read books. Synthesized that to how I kind of that like atmosphere of JK, like Times Square at night. Or, like, even, like, in terms of, like, the neon sign, like, you know, it's kind of like a trendy bar, kind of, like...
Yeah.
But...
Like, he gives me, like, where maybe, like, Tae gives you lounge, like, jazz lounge, like, JK gives me...
Pool hall.
Pool hall, or, like, nightclub, but, like, not, like, a weird one.
Not like a chill nightclub.
Yeah, like a where you actually would maybe, like, go...
Where, like, they play the good music.
Yeah, but, like not like a dance club, like a nightclub where you're just chilling and vibing with
like,
people.
Having your cocktails.
Yeah, like... so I guess it's bar-ish, but, you know, but they're playing music, you know, I don't know, like, it still has that, like, kind of a...
But
refinement.
I did also like that like JK's like the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
Cuz like I do get that vibe still too. Like,
yeah,
you know.
he's like he gives me activity. He gives me energy, but like active energy. Like,
right.
You know, like I gotta.
They're not necessarily like passive.
Right, but I gotta do something. I gotta be doing something like now, like at all times, like. And I think
like, hey guys, what are we getting into? Like,
yeah, like ready
like
to
he's
do whatever.
That friend.
Yeah,
like,
he's the friend. Like, okay,
what's
what are we
the
doing?
move?
What
like,
are we doing?
Like, hits you up. What's the move? Like fair.
Like, hey, I'm already in the car. Like, you know, he's that guy.
It's like, what's the move? Like, oh, we're going to so and so's house. All right, I'm on my way there. Like,
yeah, like he gives me that. He gives me. I can see that, which is cool. You know, we all need
friends like that.
Yeah,
like,
to pull you out of your slump, pull you out of bed.
The Hans and Stella got her group
basically. But like I think also like, so it's like JK, like Tae's a chameleon in like almost very specific ways, but like JK is also a chameleon, but like in very different random way, like because again like he's like ooh, he's like sleek city, you know, Times Square guy, but then he's also like the country boy, like like he's also
I love you.
he's also like he's also rough and tumble, like just like like, you know, rolling the grass, like, kind of guy,
but then
like,
also like that like Peter Kavinsky kind of like,
yo, if anybody had to
play
all the
Peter
boys,
like
if we had to get another Peter Kavinsky, it would be definitely JK. He's not beating the boyfriend allegations ever.
Oh.
It becomes a whole nother conversation, but I will say, like, Suga and Namjoon, they give you like they're never beating the husband allegations, but like JK is never beating
the boyfriend
allegations.
Like, okay.
But again, that's another conversation for another episode.
Yeah, like we
will not get into that.
That's definitely another episode. But yeah, like I don't know.
We definitely did everyone, right? We have to started with Jen,
Suga, J-Hope, which I apparently had forgotten that we even covered.
One more time.
And
Namjoon,
Jimin,
Tae, JK. Is that everyone? Yes.
We had to count heads. Wow.
I mean, you know, I don't want to leave nobody out.
Yeah, like
I'll make sure everybody get these sauce.
Everybody gets their wax poetic. Like,
yes, very much so. We'll wax poetic about Suga some other time.
Yeah. Well,
because I can for at length.
Like, you want to hear the longest? Yeah, boy.
Zooey mama. It's gonna be a strap in. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Well, okay. I guess that's the end of the episode.
Woo.
And that's the episode. As always, if you liked this episode, leave a like. Sound off in the comments if you want to weigh in on any of the topics that we talked about in today's episode, or there's something that you'd like us to talk about in future episodes.
Also, if we made you laugh, consider leaving $1 in our virtual tip jar.
Not required, but always appreciated. And if you love our personalities, you can find us meandering around the internet on Twitter at InTheTroopPod, or on our personal ventures
at Citrine Writes on Twitter, where I write enjoyable nonsense,
or Park Bench Draws on Instagram, where I share my non-BTS related art. All important links will be in the description box below. New episodes are posted on SoundCloud and YouTube every other Friday, so look forward to that.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.